I'm feeling pretty good right now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If you got it, let me see. Got to know when I'm hungry. Bony maroni. Mashed potatoes. Do the alligator. Nah, 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 nah. I'm in love. Yes, I am. Love, 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 love. I'm in love, 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 love.
Wilson Pickett was an important part of soul music. He was a singer and songwriter with an amazing, raspy voice. He was energetic and had the power to move the crowd. Watching him perform had me dancing. That man was a legend. Wilson was also nicknamed Wicked Pickett. They should make a movie about his life. There are a lot of crazy things that went on in his life. To talk about his life would probably take me a day, so I'll try to make it short. Wilson Pickett was born on March 18th, 1941, in Prattville, Alabama. He was the fourth of 11 children. He called his mother the baddest woman in my book. His father was Wilson Pickett Sr. He used to sell moonshine and went to jail when he got caught selling it. His mother and father separated when he was about 5 years old. When he was a child, his nickname was Wiggly because he was always moving and restless. He was scared of his mom. He said she would hit him with anything, skillet, stove wood. He said one time I ran away and cried for a week. Stayed in the woods, me and my little dog. He eventually left to live with his father in Detroit in 1955. His style of singing developed in the church and on the streets of Detroit under the influence of recording stars such as Little Richard, whom he referred to as the architect of rock and roll. He used to sing at church. His grandfather was the preacher. He would sing in the fields too while he was picking cotton. He was not supposed to be singing secular music. His grandfather was against it. There was a time his grandfather caught him singing secular music and allegedly beat him upside the head with a Bible. It is said that Wilson had a temper. He was in regular fights. He would fight people on his way to school and on his way home from school. It would get so bad that the bus driver would put him off the bus so he could walk home. At a young age, he had to help provide for the family. He would leave home for days with a slingshot or a rifle and go in the woods to hunt for food. He dropped out of school at about 14 years old and went to live with his father, and his father made him go back to school at Northwestern High School. A number of future stars also went to the school, including Florence Ballard of the Supremes and Melvin Franklin. His father said there was a time he brought home, well, his sister said there was a time he brought home 45 rabbits, skinned and cleaned. In 1955, he joined a gospel group, the Volunteers. The Volunteers played with another gospel group on concert tour in America. After 4 years with the group, he joined the Falcons in 1959. He was enticed by the success of gospel singers who had moved to secular music. In 1959, he recorded the song Let Me Be Your Boy with the Primettes as background singers. His biggest success with the Falcons was the song I Found a Love. He was the lead singer on that song. He also co-wrote it. He got more popular with that song. They went on tour through the Trickling circuit. He was on shows with Sam Cooke and James Brown back then. James Brown allegedly did not want him on his shows because Wilson got more of a reaction from the crowd than he got. Him and James Brown would compete with each other back then. They would try to outdo each other musically. The way was paved for Wilson to go after his solo career. He later had a solo hit with a re-recorded two-part version of the song, which was included on his 1967 album, The Sound of Wilson Pickett. Shortly after he recorded I Found a Love, He cut his first solo recordings, including I'm Gonna Cry, in collaboration with Don Covey. He wrote a song and recorded a demo for it called If You Need Me. It was a slow burning soul ballad featuring a spoken sermon. He sent the demo to Jerry Wexler, who was a producer at Atlantic Records. Webster ended up giving it to the label's recording artist Solomon Burke, which was Atlantic's biggest star at that time. That song became one of Burke's biggest hits. Wilson was crushed when he found out that Atlantic gave away his song, and rightfully so. When Wilson Pickett returned to Wexler's studio with a demo tape under his arm, Wexler allegedly asked him whether he was angry about his loss. Wilson Pickett's version was released on Double L Records as his debut solo single and was a moderate hit. It went to number 30 on the R&B chart and number 64 on the pop charts. Wilson had a successful career and had numerous hit songs, including the songs Land of 1000 Dances in 1966, Mustang Sally in 1967, 634, 5789, Funky Broadway, Don't Let the Green Grass Fool You, Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, Something You Got, and more. As he became more recognized, he started having issues with the record label. When he did shows, he would sometimes get into fights with the owners of the clubs. He started doing lots of drinking. He never drank before he came over to secular music. After getting over to the R&B world, he changed. It is said that Wilson always had a gun on him, which he was not afraid to use, and he didn't trust anyone when it came to money. He allegedly would get into fights when he was touring and would shoot at people. He allegedly shot after his brother once when he hired him to be a driver. Wilson allegedly thought that his girlfriend was looking at his brother and he wasn't having it. Wilson would leave Lloyd Price's label, Double L Records, for financial reasons. Lloyd allegedly allowed him to leave because he knew how Wilson was, and he knew Wilson's business partner, Harry Logan, was a gangster. Later, Wilson Pickett allegedly held a gun to Harry Logan's head and told him to let him out of his contract. In 1967, he put his fourth album titled The Wicked Pickett. It was number 5 on the top-selling R&B LPs chart. It was at 42 on the Billboard 200. The song Mustang Sally reached the top 30 of the Billboard Hot 100. He released his fifth album, The Sound of Wilson Pickett. The single Funky Broadway went to number 1 on the Billboard R&B charts, and it went to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. He worked with Bobby Womack on this album. He had joined Wilson Pickett's band after Sam Cooke died. Bobby said one moment you could joke with Wilson Pickett, and the next moment he would flip on you and try to kill you. That's why they called him Wicked Pickett. He said he saw Wilson Pickett hit one of his band members in the head with a guitar because he missed a note. He said Wilson didn't trust anybody, and he would not put his money in the bank. Wilson took care of his family and allegedly bought his mother 2 houses with cash. Bobby Womack said he went to Wilson Pickett's house and the closet was full of money all the way to the top. Bobby Womack would end up leaving the band. He said Wilson Pickett was too gangster for him. Bobby Womack said Wilson had love for him, though, because of his talent. Bobby said he had joined Sly Stone's band and Sly Stone wasn't able to pay the hotel bill one night. Bobby called Wilson Pickett to loan them $10,000 to pay the hotel bill, and Wilson gave it to him, even though Wilson didn't like Sly Stone. Wilson wanted Bobby to get away from Sly Stone because Sly would allegedly do some weird stuff. Bobby Womack is the one who allegedly got Wilson Pickett hooked on drugs because Bobby was doing drugs to deal with things he was going through. Allegedly, Wilson would put a gun on his band in front of other people. Promoters would try to rip off artists a lot of times, and that's one of the reasons he had a gun. It is said that Wilson wasn't book smart, but if he felt like the money was all right, he would think you're cheating him out of money, then there would be a problem. Wilson didn't play around. He dealt with a lot of prejudice during that time as well. There are many stories about the great Wilson Pickett. That should be in a movie. You should read his book. Because of his addiction, he had run ins with the law. In 91, he was arrested for yelling threats while he was allegedly drunk driving his car over the front lawn of Donald Arson, the mayor of Inglewood, New Jersey. He faced charges of drunk driving, refusing to take a breath test, and resisting arrest. He agreed to perform a benefit concert in exchange for having the disorderly conduct and property damage charges dropped. In 1992, he struck a pedestrian, Pepe Ruiz. With his car in Inglewood, the police allegedly found 6 empty miniature vodka bottles and 6 empty beer cans in his car. He pleaded guilty to drunk driving charges. He agreed to rehab and he received a reduced sentence of 1 year in jail and 5 years probation. A week after the incident, a judge ordered Wilson to move out of his home after his living girlfriend charged him with threatening to have her killed and throwing a vodka bottle at her. In 1996, he was arrested for attacking his girlfriend while under the influence of cocaine. She refused to press charges. He was charged with cocaine possession. Wilson Pickett died on January 19th, 2006, from a heart attack. He had been suffering from health issues for the last year of his life. He had spent a good amount of time in the hospital. He died at a hospital in Reston, Virginia. He was 64 years old. At the time of his death, he lived in Ashburn, Virginia. He was placed at a mausoleum at Evergreen Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. Little Richard delivered his eulogy. Wilson was the father of 4 children. Wilson was a major part of soul music. He recorded more than 50 songs that made it to the US R&B charts. Many crossed over to the Billboard Hot 100. Boy, he was so energetic. It was so awesome just watching him. He was great. His voice, his style, the way he performed will continue to be remembered. Rest in peace, Wilson Pickett.